rip out a tree stump at my neighbor's house. Or property. Back here the other day and cut down some trees and cleared off a turnaround spot for my neighbor to back his camper in here. Another camper, not that one. And there's a tree stump in the way and this guy's going to dig it out. Tree stump.
Yeah.
It's pulling it out pretty easy.
Wow.
Shaking it around. He's got the thumb on it on the end of the bucket so you can grab a hold of it and shake it. Himself around. Alright, looks like that job is done. I came in here and cleared out some trees and then used our tractor to grade that area out. He's filling the hole back in right now. Pretty cool. Big Volvo. Doing a nice job. Very good. Well, that was fast. That was an easy $125 for that guy. He was doing some work down the road and I moved over here to do this. Cool.
Wow.
And there he goes. Cake. So I pulled out some trees along this edge going to right there where the dirt's showing. Pulled out a bunch of trees, bunch of scrub brush. I chopped down 3 trees, 4 trees out of here. The big double-headed stump that he just pulled out, and another tree that was back here. I actually pulled the entire tree out using our tractor. I shimmied up the tree and hung a cable onto it. Then we just used the tractor to pull the whole tree up and out of the ground. And then I cleared this whole area off with our tractor. And And then cleared this area off over here with our tractor as well. That way my neighbor, once again, can have room to pull his new camper in and get it backed up into place. He just didn't have enough room to pull his truck forward. So I opened this up for him so he could get his truck in there so it'd be easier to back up. So there's the one big stump right there that he just pulled. When I was pulling the trees out with the tractor, I was dragging them out this way and pulling them into the woods and then circling around. And dumping them right here. So all this stuff is the stuff that I pulled out of here. There's the tree right there. There's the stump still attached because I pulled the entire tree out of the ground with the tractor and then drug the whole tree right back over here. That other stump was just too much for our tractor, so Excavator took care of that problem. And these are the two tractors that I used for clearing out that same area where the Excavator was working with the tree stump. I used our 1939 Alice Chalmers WC, same year my dad was born, 1939. Very strong tractor for what it is, definitely strong enough to pull a tree down, depending on how large it is. Strong enough to pull that little tree down that I showed you guys on video there. Big axle on it, portal axle. It's got portals on it. Awesome ground clearance back there. Old row cropper. Row cropper meaning narrow front wheels on the front. Turns extremely sharp. Dual hand brakes. Left brake. Right brake. Steering wheel's in pretty bad shape. Turn your hands black after using it. Still works pretty good though for 1939. Runs like a champion. Starts up every time. The other tractor that I use is right here. That's a 1953 Ford 9N Jubilee. That's what I use for doing all the grading over there after I remove the trees. We don't have the engine cowling on it right now because we just replaced the radiator on it. Original radiator was leaking like mad and overheating like mad, so needed a new radiator. And we didn't put the engine cowling back on just because we wanted to test it out and make sure that it was going to be flawless before we put it all back together. So that is a Ford 9N Jubilee, 1953. Alice Chalmers over there is a much better machine. This one, clutch is slipping like mad, burns oil like mad, low compression on the engine, needs to be rebuilt. And not much strength with the hydraulics. It can pick up about a wheelbarrow load of dirt, and that's about it. Has a 3-point hitch on the back, 7-foot back blade on here. No portal axles. Does okay for grading, just doesn't have all that much power. There's one of the engine cowlings for it, or body panels, with our Jubilee logo on the front, our badge on the front. And that is the other panel over there for the passenger side of the vehicle, or the tractor. And that is a look at the old radiator, the original radiator. It's in pretty bad shape. But, you know, it's a 1953, so maybe it's not in that bad a shape for what year it is. And that is going to do it, boys and girls. Very much appreciated for y'all sticking around and watching the video, and we will see you all on the next one. Thanks again.